Do you blame David Cameron or Angela Merkel or both for what's coming? And secondly, by any stretch of the imagination, David Cameron is one of life's haves. Do you think he understands the plight of have-nots as you've set it out?
Yeah, let me just deal with this. What I've actually said categorically is uncontrolled migration has been very damaging to British people. We want to be able to select those key people who bring something and add value to the UK, rather than just having everybody come in and take the lower paid and the unskilled jobs. Uncontrolled migration has caused real problems about assimilation in those communities and a real threat to their incomes. As long as we have uncontrolled migration, controlled migration is the key.
People are checked.
I think right.
Control of our borders means we can stop people entering the United Kingdom, which we can. But crucially, we can only do that if we've got the information we need to have.
We can't stop members of the citizens of other EU countries from coming to the UK.
We can make judgments about people and whether they should be coming into the United Kingdom. That's why it's important. We have control at our borders. We have checks at our borders.
Okay.
We check people at our borders. But what matters at the border is that you have the information about people that enables you to make that decision about whether somebody should enter the UK or not.
The United Kingdom will be a fully independent sovereign country, free to make our own decisions on a whole host of different issues, such as how we choose to control immigration.
What everybody knows out there is the scale of migration is very high. It's very high on their passenger survey, and these stats today show that it's even higher than they originally forecast, significantly higher. People don't commit to living in the UK for under 52 weeks. They come in, they do hot bedding in bed and breakfast and things like that. They then take jobs at much lower rates. For the public out there, the number one issue that they are concerned about is the danger and threat to their incomes, to their jobs, to their access to housing, to healthcare, and getting their kids into a school. We're having to build more housing, more schooling, we're having to get more doctors and nurses, etc., because the pressures of migration are damaging people's lives. When you vote to leave the European Union and you take back control, that now gives the government the capacity and the power to control its borders, and it's for the government to decide that they will limit the amount of migration coming in. Leave the European Union, control your borders with the European Union, and therefore get migration down.
Asians, innit? Don't like the bloody Asians.
We will now control migration, and we will make that system, whether it's a points-based system or whatever, but we will have a system that says if we target to have tens of thousands, then we will create a migration system that delivers that. You can't do that. What James fails to recognize is that you cannot do that if you have an open border. That is a simple statement of fact, and everybody out there who has to put up with these large numbers of migrants coming in, lowering their wages, will know that too.
But that is what I would like to know. How are you going to do it?
Well, I'm not the government.
We can't fit everyone in. We are too small a nation.
Leave the European Union, control your borders with the European Union, and therefore get migration down.
It's taking over, aren't they? Yeah. They need knocking down a peg, don't they?
Taking over what?
Everywhere. Civilization. They're just breeding like mad.
God bless every single person in this country, of all religions, creeds and cultures. And you know what? Even God bless the Muslims. They'll need it for when they're burning in fucking hell.
I've been in government long enough, Norman, and you've been reading these things long enough and commentating on to know that none of this happens by accident.